So, meta tags. Meta tags are little snippets of code that you put in the head section of the HTML of your web page, and they pretty much tell Google what your site's about. Um, and it consists of these four main tags that you should be including on all your pages in order to increase your rankings. So first is the title tag. This tag is critical to on-page SEO, and what this tag does is it briefly and concisely explains what a web page is about. Now there's three reasons that the title tag is so important. The first reason is that browsers use this tag in order to display the title in the tab of your web browser. So if you go to a page and you look up at the top in the tab and you see the text there, that's the title tag that the webmaster or whoever had put into the website to kind of name that page. The second place that's used is in the SERPs, in the search engine results pages. They use that as the clickable link that you see when you search for a certain term. That is the actual title tag of the website. So the reason that's so important is because this is what people see when they search for something online. So the better your title tag and the more the higher the CTR of that title tag, the click-through rate, the better you're going to rank, and the better Google will think that your title tag is, which will in turn allow you to rank higher. And lastly, the title tag is now being used for social media sites like Facebook, Twitter, etc. And they use that as the little snippet when you share something on Facebook, for example, like we've shown here. It uses the title tag as the title of the post on social media sites. So the important things to remember about title tags is that every single web page should have a unique title tag that's different than any other page. They should be between 50 and 60 characters in length. And the best format is to have your primary keyword, a dash, your secondary keyword, a dash, and then your brand name. This way you can get some brand recognition while also incorporating your main and secondary keyword into the title tag. So here is the format that we were talking about before, and kind of the TLDR about title tags. So next is the meta description. What this does is it provides a summary of what each page is about, and this piece is also used in both the search engine results pages as well as on social media sites. So in the SERPs, Google uses the meta description as that small text description of a site that you see when you search for a site. And it's important to remember that Google doesn't actually use meta descriptions as a ranking factor, but instead it uses the click-through rate as a ranking factor. And having a good click-through rate will increase your web page's ranking in Google. So it's very important to have a description that concisely summarizes your web page as well as includes some of your main search keywords, because as you can see from this top image here, Google highlights keywords in the meta description that match the searcher's keyword, which can increase the CTR just by making it stand out more in the search engines. So it's very important to have a meta description on every page that's unique, and it should be between 150 and 160 characters long. So here is a little code example that we have here of what the meta description looks like in a normal HTML page. So you can see that our meta description here is a concise 150 to 160 character description on what this page is about. And this is just an example. You wouldn't actually want to put that text in your meta description, but it just shows you the background content of the code of what it should look like on your website. So the next important tag is the canonical URL. Now this one is a little hard to say, but it's very necessary to have this tag on all of your web pages. It's pretty much what it is it's a link element that you include in the head of your HTML, just like the title tag and the meta description tag, that tells search engines the preferred version of a certain website. And the reason that you need this so much is to avoid any duplicate content issues. Google does not like duplicate content. Something that text that's the same on one page as it is on another page can really affect your rankings, especially if you're the last person to post the copied or duplicated content. You'll get pinged for that by Google. So these URLs help search engines decipher the right page to use, and it's good for blogs that have multiple pages. It can consider all those a single page if you don't have a canonical URL. E-commerce sites with product variants, websites that use both HTTP and HTTPS. It's good to tell Google what the preferred version is of that URL, whether you want it to be the secured or non-secured version. It's also good for websites that use query strings, because a query string will not change the actual URL of a page. It will just add the keyword in the text, excuse me, and the search engine will still think it's the same page. So it's very important to have these on your page, so that the search engines know which page is supposed to be what. So we have a little example here on the bottom of one of our URLs that we have, and as you can see, we prefer the HTTPS version, because as we'll tell you here in the next couple slides, having your site be HTTPS or SSL secured is another ranking factor. But we'll get there soon enough. So if you use WordPress, it's pretty easy to set these canonical URLs without having to manually enter them into your HTML. If you're using WordPress, you can download Yoast SEO. It's a really popular SEO plugin. Has some great features. I highly recommend it. Next, to go to the post that you are wanting to add this canonical URL to, and go down to the bottom to the Yoast section and click the advanced icon. That's a little gear there, and you'll see where you can enter the URL. And you want to make sure that if you do change this URL, that you also change the URL to your post as well, because both of those should match and be the same URL, or it's going to confuse search engines and give your site another ding.